And D Double's name flocked the streets like the pigeons. When he dropped the street.
I think we're live. We live?
Live up in this bitch. Up in this mother lover. Good?
Yeah.
What's going on, party people? How you lot doing out there? You are in tuned to the one and only MYSDIGGI, formerly known as Maestro, right here on the podcast, which is some shit you might not never know nothing about. That's right. This is something you might not never know nothing about. That's what we figured we're going to call the podcast that, because there definitely ain't no podcasts out there that are called something you might not never know nothing about. Yeah, man, we got a new setup as well. We're in the other room. We're going to talk about that in a bit as well. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, there's some space that might need fulfilling. Somebody out there might be willing, might be looking for it. So, yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Who we got in the building so far? I got my brother Dan DNA holding down the boards. What's going on, D? All right,
Yeah,
so
good.
all right, the camera's
We're on
there
that's,
now.
that's the studio camera.
Jeez, you lot can see the shine.
Oh, hang on,
grill.
hang on. No, they can't see anything at the moment. There you go. That's
No.
better. Yeah.
You lot can see the, see that.
You could hear
bling.
us.
See
but
that.
You couldn't see us.
That. It's levels. There's levels to this. Having that kind of bling. You know what I mean? Where the sun, you got the sun squinting at your forehead. Or 5 head. If you want to call it a 5 head, it's all good. Don't laugh too long, you know what I mean? I was born with this shit. But trust me, when you see that bling, that means something, man. The skin is smooth. the forehead is smooth. What's going on? Who's that? So who we got in here? Tempo 187. Big up. My man says freestyles interview. What's that? You want me to freestyle? You want to interview? I'm baffled. What is the question exactly? Live like a wire. Shout out to Ken F. Who we got? Is that Kush Family Collective up there? I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, people been talking about how, like, I had my brethren in Australia. He's like, bro, I watched the second show, man, with you and Black Einstein. Shout out to Black Einstein in the building. He's like, yeah, I watched the second show, mate, with you and Black Einstein. I was like, right. What did you think? He's like, mate, you were smashed. Like that. It was written out, but that's how, when I read it, the voice that I heard, it was like that. You were smashed. So, you know, I get it. You know what I mean? I might be a little bit blazed, you know what I mean? You know them way there. But I only got a few people to blame. One is my Kush Family Collective. That's right, KFC crew. When I say KFC, I'm not talking about any, wannabe chicken that's been deep fried and all kind of hair grease, sweat. You know what I mean? all kind of blood, sweat, and tears. That shit's been fried in blood, sweat, and tears. You lot are queuing up outside KFC, and then you're wondering why you're getting sick. Like, Jesus. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Kush Family Collective. You know what I mean? You hit on Instagram. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're one of the reasons why I might be getting smashed. You know what I mean? But don't laugh. So it's your fault. Shout out to the Panda locked in. Shout out to the crew for Amsterdam. You know what I mean? All the people locked in. Who else we got in here? Cowman, what's going on? Yes. He says yes, Misto. You know what I mean? First of all, my name ain't Misto. I know that was a typo. He's going to say Maestro, but my name is no longer Maestro. If you're wondering why it's no longer Maestro, just check the first episode of this, and it should be loud and clear. You know what I mean? But when's the next UK wrap up? Look, man, the same thing. I mentioned that on the last one, on the first episode. I'm like, I enjoyed doing the UK wrap ups. Yeah, even watching that. I think that was the 2010 one that we watched just before we come in, and that was, you know what I mean. It's funny. There's stuff that I totally forgot about, but hearing, it was fun because I could take the piss out of what's going on, all this shit that people are really into. You know what I mean? Sorry if you're into all this, like, commercial, blah blah blah. But I wasn't necessarily into that, and to the point of like, but I enjoyed it because it was a time when I could, use my skills to talk about this kind of stuff and chat. You know what I mean? Whatever I want. You could hear the subliminal sort of messages going on underneath. The undertones of what I'm talking about. Still taking the piss out of them, but at the same time, I could big up people. What I really loved is that I could bring in, like, my world, like the UK hip hop scene. I could mention, just sprinkle little bits and bobs here and there. Do you know what I mean? But it was just all the politics behind it all. It's all that's where it started to get a bit like, man, I'm not enjoying it like I was enjoying it before. I think if, I say to Black Einstein, if we do it again, obviously it would be we'll do it a different way. We wouldn't do it the same. I think on my side, I should just like write from the top of the year, just keep going, you know what I mean? But what I like to do is mix it up. I don't want it to be too linear when you're hearing it. So it's like, this is everything that's in the first like 32 bars is about January. Then, you know what I mean? The next 32 is February. It's better, you can work out there punchlines that you could throw in there. Or, it was always like bringing you back and forth throughout the year. So that kind of stuff was fun. So I don't know if I'll do it again anytime soon. That's how I feel now. But I feel like if it was worthwhile, we'd do it because you got to remember, man, it's a lot of like researching, then writing, then learning to record. Recording that it's not like you can just do it in, you know what I mean? In even just an hour or whatever. It's like, it's a whole lot of bars in there. Sometimes it's like 7 minutes long. And you gotta go again and go, all right, let me redo that bit. Oh, let me hear it from the top now. All of that stuff. Then we gotta, then obviously Black Einstein's gotta make the beat, record me, then mix it, and then after that we gotta get a video done. That's like all through Christmas. It's like, bruv, I ain't even like I had a piece of the leg of the turkey. I didn't even really get to eat my Christmas dinner properly. Do you know what I mean? Potatoes was cold and shit. People know I don't like cold potatoes, man. You know what I mean? I'm not really a potato salad person. Just thought I'd put that out there because it came up this week. But yeah. So, doing the wrap-ups, there's quite a lot in it, behind it, that people that listen to it might not think about. They might not never know nothing about all of that. Do you know what I mean? You see how I throw that in there? That's exactly what we're talking about. You might not realize that, boy, there's a lot going on. And, I don't know. It was just like the way it felt on, doing it in the studio, writing, all of that researching and whatnot was kind of fun. And, even though it took up a lot of time, but then it was just like people, like I said, there were people getting in touch. It happened twice, like two managers, of musicians, of artists or whatever, hitting me up talking about, yo, yeah, Mice, do you want to link up? Do you want to go for lunch? You're like, right, go for lunch. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking, right, maybe the wrap-ups are, causing some kind of hype around me that where managers are like, yo, this guy should, get hold of it. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And on both occasions, it turned out that they wanted me to mention one of their artists in the wrap-up. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. You got this, yeah? Check's on you, yeah? And it even got to the point where people were like, right, well, you should charge people to get a mention in it. I was like, bro, that's not why I was doing it, man. That's kind of weird, to be honest. I think I'd rather it was just like we got, some kind of sponsor or some kind of, I don't know what, like people saying we should just do a crowdfund thing. It may be that or whatever, but it's a lot of time. So who's this? Tom Arnott's talking about nearly bedtime. Right, you lot are some early birds, man. What kind of lifestyle you lot living, man? How old are you, Tom? Before I go in. How old are you? You might be of age where, yeah, you got, but come on, man. Life is worth living. I know it's nearly bedtime, but, there are times when, especially like a time like today,
That, yeah.
where
You got to stay up. It's Wednesday night. It's nearly the weekend. You got one more. Basically, you got one more day until it's the weekend. You got tomorrow, and then it's Friday.
Yeah, and then it's
So
Friday.
it's the weekend.
And then you can
It's
sleep.
one more day.
Mama says he's 50. Is he? Are you 50 for real, Tom? Well,
He don't
there
look
you
50,
go,
does
man.
he?
Yeah, you don't look 50. Definitely not, man. You're doing well, bruv. Shaped like a T. What's going on, Mr. Green? Big up. He says you're gonna bust a freestyle today, mice. Yeah, I should do that, innit? I should do that. For real, I should drop some bars for you lot, man. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I think it might be because I was smashed. You fucking smashed. Yo, speaking of smash, I beg you lot, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, smash the share button and share this link and get some other people involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, share the link around now if you can
Yeah.
on your whatever you use, Instagram probably, or I don't know. What do people still use? Facebook?
I think they do. Yeah, I haven't really been on Facebook properly for a minute, man. Yeah, I mean, this whole, I ain't gonna lie, this whole, situation we're in, shout out to Tempo 187 in the house. He says, lol, side effects from the, come on, man, from the quacks. Yeah, man's trying to say man had the quacks. Man didn't, you know what I mean? We have to slang it out on here just so, because apparently they, the algorithms and this, so you know what we're talking about when we're talking about the quacks. The quacks, you know what I mean? Fuck that shit, man. There ain't no side effects from that. That's the side effects from friggin' Kush Family Collective. Yeah, man, that shit's fucked up. You know what I mean? When you got people out there talking about, yeah, Mice is Blaze. Have you seen this podcast? Like, well, Mum is just on there. Blaze. He's on there smashed. Ken F says, sleep when you're dead. Exactly. Like they say, sleep is the cousin of death. Don't get me wrong, right? Sleep is important. You might not realize it, but it is important. It's the time when you can sort out all the things you've gone through. Maybe it could be during the week, but especially during that day, all get sorted out. You know what I mean? Whilst you're sleeping, as well as you give your body some rest, time to heal, time. You know what I mean? All the abuse you've been doing to yourself, all of that porn. You know what I mean? All of them class A, B, C's, and D's. You know what I mean? All that shit, all that blood, sweat, and tear dipped chicken that you've been eating. Deep fried in blood, sweat, and tears. KFC and all that. I don't know. You lot might not do that. I ain't, you know what I mean? Don't take it the wrong way. But if you do, that could be the reason, man. You know? Who else is there? T. Thompson. Mama said he's not on the quacks either. See? That's what I'm talking about. People, yo, all my hip-hop heads out there, like the real hip-hop heads, you can see there's starting, you can, there are a few people where you're like, huh? Really? Like, you're on the, I'm surprised, man. Like, it's almost like they ain't, the music that they grew up on, they weren't really listening to, you know? I don't know. Like, for me, there's certain bars that I remember throughout the 90s especially that were kind of warning us of times like this. You know what I mean? I don't know if people, obviously we got so much things going on in the world, you might forget, but I remember them sort of things, and throughout life, stuff has popped up. Like I've had, there's self-evidence for me. I've had situations where I've had to deal with that world in terms of the quackers, and you know what I mean? I've been lucky to come out the other side. So everyone's got their own, their own walk through life, innit? The steps you take are only going to be yours, and the things you see on that journey, not everybody else is going to see them the same way. Meaning, like, if God forbid, but it might take something to happen for yourself or people close to you for you to realize like what's going on, But until then, you know what I mean? It's just up to you to, in my opinion, gather as much information as you can as to what makes sense to you. Like exactly the same thing like I'm saying. I might read something and to me it's like, oh, okay, this means this. You might read it and be like, yeah, but I'm not sure because, But then there might be something else that puts you on that, you know what I mean, on that journey to find out. So yeah, whether you do or don't, it's up to you, man. But I honestly think make sure you make you know, like a educated decision. You know, you don't jump into these things, man. Really look at, like, we don't understand how our bodies even work. Like, we've never been taught that. And I think that's a good place to start. Do you know what I mean? From there, and even like, just there's self-evident things that are quite obvious, but we've just been born into this world where we think a certain way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to see things any other way because we've been taught, like, you don't question what this says in this book is the be all and end all.
Yeah.
And we might not know that's true, but just because everyone else believes it as
That's
well,
right,
everyone else, then that's it. And that's what they call that, a consensus reality.
And most of the original bits of information that you've just been given and just accepted. So day one of going to college or university, and they say, okay, so when Louis Pasteur discovered this is blah blah blah. Okay, day two, and that's it. You don't question. They don't say to you, right, we want you to do loads of experiments to test the theory, the germ theory at the beginning. They just say, right, you just accept that bit, then you move on to the next bit. And that's like a lot of bits of information in life. You always have sorry, I'll put that back. So it's a bit weird otherwise. Just nodding.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, and there's lots of bits of information that you just take for granted, don't you? And it's sort of like it's like the sort of society equivalent of old wives' tales is that you got told, like, oh, don't go near a swan, it'll break your arm with its when it flaps its wing or something. You know what I mean? So you end up
scared of
swans,
yeah.
or they'll say, you know, like, I don't know, something like your piss is poisonous or something. You know, so, you know what I mean? There's all these little things that you just get told, and then you don't really ever question any of these things. When you look into it, you find out that lots of the facts, quote unquote facts, you get told in life are really just theories still.
Yeah. That's a big part of it, man. A big part of it. And like, going back to what I was saying about we don't really understand or truly understand how our bodies work, is even think about like how they can do you know, surgery and things like that, but for them to actually test, you know, parts of the human body, to do tests, to do, you know, whether it be with quacks or whether it be with some form of mechanism that's meant to make this and that work, you know, for them to do it, they can only do it with a dead body. They can't do it with a living person or a living man or woman. And so think about that. Like, the way the body works is when it's living, innit? Everything's, you know, the heart's beating, so they say, and blood's flowing, you know, senses, like this, that, and the third, because everything's connected. But once that's dead, once it's not working, how do you really test it as if it was working, you know? So yeah, that's quite a strong point you're making, man, about it not being factual or being true or being reality, you know? It's just theory. But we don't know that. We're taught like it's it's actually true, man.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, exactly like Tom's saying, question everything. That's what we're supposed to do, but we're not taught to do that in school. As soon as you question something, shut up, stop talking. Oh, he's disruptive in class.
Even just like events that have happened. No, hang on, no. I'm on about 9/11. No, but there's even like little bits of little data points that you just get told, just things that have occurred and they haven't really occurred.
Yeah. Well, it's like we're told things happen.
Well, not in the way they did happen, not in the way they claimed.
Yeah, and so we end up with his story in it.
Mm.
With his story, it's history told by. I like this one. It's told by the losers. People often say it's told by the winners, but nah, it's losers that have to lie about the fact that they won. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Powerful. We should drop a Westwood bomb or something. Drop a bomb on Westwood. Did I say that right? Yeah, man. It's it's a funny old world, man. But yeah, we're in it. We're all here. I think as much as it's a struggle for some people, you know, they might not want to admit it or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that, man. We're all going through it together, so you're not on your own. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is talk about it. If there's things you don't understand, that's it's better. The only way you're really gonna find some form of overstanding, you know what I mean, is like talking, is us chatting about it and like how what's your opinion? How do you feel? Where are you getting your information? Like, oh, okay, well, I'm getting mine from here, and you know what I mean. Just exchanging, almost like the stuff they don't want us to do. You know what I mean? Like covering us up like that. But I think it's kind of up to us. You know what I mean? You as the individual, once you find it yourself, you know what I mean? I think I even hit people up with that. Know thyself. It's like right now is one of the times I think where it really means a lot, and it's even more than people understand. It's like because we don't really know ourselves fully, like inside and out, on all three levels, mentally, spiritually, physically, we're kind of lost and we don't even understand. We don't even know we're lost, you know what I mean? But we feel it because shit don't feel right. You know what I mean? Even before all this shit didn't feel like, why is, how come, is this it? Am I just paying to work and working to pay? Like it carries on and on. But because everyone does it, it's just, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do, get your money, get mortgage, Gradually now we're finding out like, yo, this shit, is it? Like, whose world is this? Hold on a minute. Right, is this a matrix for real? Like, shit's popping out left, right, and center. So we're all finding out about it. We're all, learning and hearing things that we might not want to believe, or they might sound, really out there, but they could be a possibility. I think it's a time now where, upgrading our level of like thinking, our level of breaking down what we feel is going on, our level of communication. Like right now, even though, I think it's Mercury retrograde, isn't it now? The communication might be all off. But, ain't no thing but chickens laying back. You come on with it. Come on. Like Mercury retrograde, I think it's real, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like some weird shit has happened during them periods. But yeah, right now, I think is a time where we should communicate. Tell us how you feel. You know what I mean? Hit us up in the comments and let us know how you've been feeling, man. How you've been during this whole period. We got nearly a year and a half of this, you know what I mean? Socially distancing. Like I said, I feel like we've been socially distancing since MySpace anyway, or since the smoking ban at least, for a lot of us. So shout out to Tom Arnott. Easy DJ Lock in the building. What's going on? Scrappy Doo in the building. Yes. So everybody knows. So Tom Arnott says everybody knows what's going wrong with the world. I don't even know what's going on with myself. Matt Johnson of the
band.
What's going on with myself? That's very true. Very true, man. See it there? And that's a big part of it, man. I think it's a massive part of why people are eager to just be distracted. Do you know what I mean? They don't really want to. Like, what I find is, it's sad because people I've grown up with, where I'm like, right, it's like they don't even want to know. Like I've had people say, I don't, I'm not interested, to be honest. I don't really, or some people are like, oh, well, I'm not an expert. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. And you're like, what are you talking about? On both sides, like, I feel like you because it's to do with health, and you don't understand how your health. Cow. Yeah. You don't understand how your health even works. You don't fully really, people that think they're living healthy, they don't even know that like the vitamins and shit they're taking isn't even natural. So that's actually, detrimental to their health, but people were kind of led to believe all of these things. So in my opinion, you should be interested because it kind of matters for your longevity. Do you know what I mean? The people yourself and the people around you, if you care enough. And then on the other side, about not being an expert is to become an expert, all you needed to do was be able to read, and in order to and use a dictionary, like in whatever field that is. So I feel like that's quite an excuse to say I'm not an expert, because you don't have to be an expert just to understand a bit more of what's going on, as opposed to always be baffled for like a year and a half, just be baffled. I don't know what's going on. I'm on the fence. It's like, no, man, come on. There's and if we all learn together, like I think there's strength in numbers. People, you submit to not being afraid about, or these things that are floating in there and this, that, and the third. You think about what's gone on in your life. How many people you've been around that have been sick, where you got sick after, and then how many people you've been around that have got sick and you never got sick after. Like one weighs out the other way more. If you didn't catch that, you have to rewind it, because that's some shit you might not never know nothing about. But one will outweigh the other way more. But because of how we're born into this, we're birthed into this way of thinking. You'll never think of it like that. But once you start looking at it like that, you're like, okay. So is this the thing a theory? Is this whole thing a theory? Like, is it factual? And slowly start learning that, yeah, it is. It's not actually fact, which is interesting, man. So, so on both accounts, I think it is important. Like, this is what we've kind of been, in a weird way, taught not to do, is to look for things ourselves rather than just sit down and read a paper that somebody else has written and someone's told them to write it in this way, and someone's told them this is what you should write about, or watch TV programs, programming on the TV that's doing more or less the same thing, but now adding, some sentiment to it. You're watching people now. Everyone, Piers Morgan and all these weirdos that are on TV. People are like, "Oh, did you hear what this said?" Oh, that's good. Like, what? You know what I mean? What are you learning from that? What are you really getting about who you are and where you're from and why we're doing this and how are things this way? Do you know what I mean? I think stuff like that is important, and we should all be doing that. If we did, this world would be way better. Do you know what I mean? We'd be so lost, not understanding what's going on. Yes. So shout to Locke. He says, big awakening or energy shift been taking place for real these past years. You're damn right, bruv. Energy shift indeed.
What do you think about the lockdown wrap up?
It's funny, Cowman saying we should do a lockdown wrap up, because a few people have said that, and I've always been like, do you seriously want me to reel off? How many RIPs do you want me to reel off in the lockdown wrap up, bruv? We got to do rap there. It'll be a bit weird to kind of, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it in a way that's not like the usual wrap up. Let me just leave it like that. But I have had a couple ideas of how I would sort of cover, what's been going on. But as it's still unraveling, I think it should be in segments, man. But what do you lot think? You reckon something like that could work? Like, you know what I mean? Help me build this. Like, how would I wrap up the lockdowns? I don't really want to talk to, there's stuff that I'd love to say that I probably wouldn't be able to say for it to go where it should go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Yeah, man. Got that Z cube. You know what I mean? That Z cube. The panda. Yeah. So that's always a weird one. thinking about how to wrap up this fucking blatant, you know, outrageous whole caper we're going through right now. You know, still going through it, man. People still shook as hell out there. Man are sweating through through their bus, man. Man out there sweating like, breathe. Yeah, good, bruv. You see the drip, like, bruv, come on, man. You can't even breathe properly. You're there. Just take the thing off now. You're outside already, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it is odd going to like the supermarket still, and everybody's walking around in masks. It's still weird, but I think what they've said now, they want people who have had vaccines to not wear masks.
Oh, is it?
Somewhere, I think it's like they're trying to roll it out across America, because the people who haven't had the vaccine yet are going to be skeptical as to whether it works if you're still wearing a mask. So obviously, like, so originally they said if you've had
What?
the vaccine, you have to wear a mask. But now they're saying if you've had the vaccine, don't wear a mask, because then people who haven't had the vaccine will be like, oh, it must work, because they're not wearing their mask now. Whereas before, when they was wearing their mask, people who was vaccine skeptics were saying, oh, I don't know, if you're still got to wear a mask, I don't know about getting it done. They're basically trying anything.
They have gone in, bruv. They have gone in on
Anything possible.
Yeah, like any like man
To
can get a
quack you up.
whole Happy Meal, donuts. You can get green. They got Bud. I've heard in America they're throwing out Bud. Like
Really?
You can get Zoots. Yeah, if you get a shot, you get Zoots.
Wow.
What else is there? I swear Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, I think I heard that one, Krispy Kremes.
I think there was like $1 million some kind of like
Lottery.
lottery thing. Bruv, come on, man. When you've grown up like a certain way and you've learned a few things along the way, you kind of realize, okay, so you're trying a bit too hard, bruv. You're really trying to sell me this. You know what I mean? That makes it, and everything surrounding it, it just smells of doo-doo water, boy. You know what I mean? Tempo says, follow the money. Tempo 187, you're correct, bruv. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, follow the someone else. Tempo 187 again. Money, root of all evil, which is actually love of money is the root of all evil. But I think probably not just love of money, but love of the interest off of money is the root.
Money, 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 money.
Interest.
Yeah, interest. What they call it? Usury.
Yeah.
Usury.
That's a big topic, ain't it?
Very big topic, man. It's something we don't even. Same thing. We're born into it. We don't even understand that we're in it, and it's so wrong. But they've made it so we survive. That's how we survive. You know, people don't know that every time you use a credit card or you get a loan out or you're in your overdraft or whatever, that's creating some like massive debt bigger than you, bigger than you. You know what I mean? That's keeping you in this mess.
Yeah.
But they want us to be in this mess, you know, so we could carry on. Oh, paying this. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to work. Money.
The national debt in America, which everyone hears about, the national debt in America, is a clock online that you can go and look at. There's like a counter that's just going around with trillions and trillions on it, it's all interest. It's not, you know, it's just all the interest they owe on what they've borrowed. So,
which is perpetual, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you borrow $1, you got to pay $1.50 back.
Yeah.
Something like that. How does that work? How the hell that gonna work? Yes, and it's true. You can only use so much money. After that's it, all about power. It's true, man. Tommy, you're right, bruv. You're like, right, bruv, how rich do you need to be? Where are you going with trillions? Like, what are you doing with, like, man's in triple number trillions? And what? And then what do you do with all that money? Like, what? Like, how do you're not going to spend it all. You know, even if you tried, like, how would you even try to spend it all? Like, what level of rich do you need to, or wealthy, should I say, you need to be, man? It's like, it's a madness. And people like, oh, they look up to that. Like, what's even crazy is people admire, yeah, man, he's done so well for himself. He's managed to swindle so many trillions out of all of these lives. He's managed, you know what I mean? All these sweat boxes and oh, like, right, you appreciate that? Like, that's what the world you want your kids to be in. It's kind of odd, man. So we got to change that, the usury side of it. The idea of borrowing all the time is something we need to step away from. You know what I mean? That's part of step, like unplugging
Mm.
in some form of way. Yeah.
That should be your own great reset.
Yeah.
You should have your own great reset where you move away from the system as slowly as possible.
Yeah.
Back away for like you would with anyone who's armed with the worst weapon you can think of. Back away very slowly,
It's true, man.
so they don't notice you're moving backwards.
It's true, isn't it? Some form of way. Some form of way you got to just move backwards, get out of it. Because, I mean, there's ways apparently that you can get out of the debt. And there's people that I know that have owed quite a lot. And then in a matter of years, they've kind of managed to dwindle it down to a certain amount, I guess, paying off little bits, but then managed to get out, or otherwise just pay off the debt and just come out of that. That's part of having to come out of the system because, boy, the way these lot got us trapped, boys, you know what I mean? Kenneth, 1% own it all. The other 99 is us. And it's probably 1% of that 1% that own it all. You know what I mean? Like, imagine. And the only way they managed to do it is to make it so that this thing that we call money, which is like actually currency, is something that we value. Currency, we really value it. We value it highly, even though it's not backed by anything. You know what I mean? Solid. It's not backed by anything that could last, a million lifetimes or whatever. It's backed by just us having this consensus reality, this idea that, yeah, this, if I get enough of this, I can get enough of this. Right. If I buy a bunch of these, then I'll chop them up and get them, and I'll sell them and make some more of these. And, we're all just like trying to grab off each other as opposed to be charitable, as opposed to help each other. We're trying to use each other, usury. You know what I mean? Usury, my beloved. Yeah. That's some shit you might not never know nothing about.
And you had the concept of charity before, which was a sort of like an opposition to usury, really.
Yeah,
so and you can have like you could set up a bank that doesn't need to use compounded interest to make its money. You could have, no one would disagree to paying the person who is willing to lend you some money, that you pay them something for it.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is they have compound interest, which is that every time you don't pay it, you owe even more. So the interest becomes you're paying interest on top of the interest that you owe, or you're paying, so
interesting.
That's where it really they get you, sort of thing.
Yeah, they put interest on the interest. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty nuts, isn't it? And it's just normal to us. We don't even question it. We don't ask like, yo, is this it? We just feel it. Like I said, we feel it, but we don't, because no one else questions it. We don't. But, like we was talking about this last year and some change has definitely woke up a lot of people. So I'm glad to hear that. But I do feel like there's a whole lot more needed, man. They need that neck back slap. You know what I mean? On the backhand side. They need that neck back slap on the backhand side, boy. Back of the neck, 2 cheeks. You know what I mean? Slap, turn the other cheek, slap. Wake the fuck up, bruv. Wake up. You know what I mean? Just don't worry. You're not on your own. Like, we're all in this together, man. And trust, the more you talk about it as well, the better you feel, because you're getting these energies out. When you got thoughts trapped in your mind or in your body, this can cause, chemical imbalances, man. And these chemical imbalances, they turn into illnesses, you know what I mean? They turn into sicknesses. Yo, I just did a I did a PT course, yeah, a crash course, level 3, level 2 and 3, and one of the things we learned about was this thing called white coat syndrome. I'm sure you lot have probably heard about it. White coat syndrome, yeah. It's when, like, you know, when you're going, say you're going for a test, you're going, yo, oh man, my shit's itching, bro. Like, yo, my shit's itching, bro. I gotta go for a test. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro, just go to the clinic. What they call it, family planning or whatever. I go clinic, yeah, just test out, make sure I ain't got nothing. Shit's itching though, man. My kishki's itching like a mother lover. And yeah, there's a rash or something. You going for a test now? You know what I mean? I used to have to put, yo, that shit was like, screaming like a little bitch. But now you're waiting for the results. You're shitting yourself. You know what I mean? So that whole process of going in there, you're seeing someone with a white coat, that's glasses, and you know they're ready to test you, and that yeah, it's a possibility that if it's this, then you might need to take these, and this could happen, and you know all these little things that end up running around in your head. They call it white coat syndrome. You're already shitting yourself. You're already making yourself sick. You know what I mean? Before you even know whether you are or not. So that's happening on a daily basis. Even the stuff you're watching, on the TV, stuff you're reading. You know, if you're on not on the right frequency, you're gonna be absorbing that, and yeah, man, you know that's what's gonna make you sick more than anything. And so when you understand that, you can see that these mother lovers are out here trying to make us sick. They're trying to tell us any which way, whatever. You're going to get it from the side that you believe in, the side that you don't believe in, whatever, because it's coming from all angles. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can tell the people in the chat room of that strong mind, you know what I mean? They've been through it, whether you've been through your martial arts or your some form of skill, some form of something that's had you able to be focused on that and nothing else. That sort of passion and fortitude on a mental level, you know what I mean? That will get you through this, man, because trust, we ain't losing this one. You know what I mean? A lot of people are showing their face now. Yeah, showing their true colors out there, boy. I tell you, yeah. So you just put them in the black book. Like, all right, yeah, you just baited yourself up, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Shout out to Calman. He says DRA or debt repayment schemes, but depends how much you owe. What do you mean by that? Debt.
You can there's schemes that have been set up that you can use to manage your debt repayments so you can get paid off quicker, or they can help you
You can pay them off
cancel
quicker.
stuff out or whatever, or cancel something.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know. See, they know. You know what I mean? You can, if you knew how to do it, you could do it yourself. But these are the sort of people that, yeah, they probably skim a little bit off. You know what I mean? Off the top, because they're handling it all for you. But it's all to do with that public-private, that whole world of your straw man, and a lot of people don't believe it, but it's just because there's fake news. There's obviously going to be ways of making it seem debunked, and that you'll probably catch more of that if you Google it and whatnot. Big shout out to Music Maestro. Yes, shout to Anthony Turner, boy. Music Maestro, man, that was fun putting that together. That's one of the projects that definitely helped me, you know what I mean, cross a few more boundaries and blow up a bit more. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that, man. We've got some new stuff in the works. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pitch 92. Shout out to Ramps and Bad Bones. Yeah, I got a big up DJ Downstroke as well. A lot of people have been hitting me up about the Make the Cut tune and the video as well. Shout out to Jack Diggs helping us with the video. Deuce Records, Chris and the crew. Yeah, man, Downstroke killed it with that beat. So it was nice to lay something like that, man, took me back. You know what I mean? Some b-boy business. So check this. What's this? Iskinder. Vludio book. Hope I said that right. Mother Lover. All really started with the Doomsday Book in the late 1500s when the feudal system began. But we need resource based economy. The Venus Project is a great example. Yeah, resource-based economy. I definitely get with that, man. It's you know, there's people that feel like in order to kind of get out of this, you need to go live in the woods and that. You know what I mean? Bareback, like on some Adam and Eve shit, just fig leaf around your bits. You know what I mean? Like building fires and all that, going on like cavemen. But it's like it's not really that. It's more to do with just how the system is. You know, the framework. That's a new word that's a sort of buzzword these days. The framework of how the system runs. You know what I mean? It's all played in a way that you don't really understand what you're doing. You don't understand what these words and terms mean, and so you're just stepping into this thing and also because everyone else is doing it and it seems like it's normal, it's what you're supposed to do. You're just stepping into it and then playing your part in it, not realizing that debt. Even the word debt is to do with death. So you know, and that you almost, it's like you're playing a dead person and they're treating you that way. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of like how we can get out of it, I don't think we necessarily have to do all of that. You know, caveman business out in the sticks, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll go back to that. Go back on some indigenous business. Nah, we just gotta get out of it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Not be playing a part in this world where they gotta deceive you out of money that they tell you that you owe and you don't really owe it. It's just like because they told you owe it, you have to pay it. You know, whether it be a parking ticket or some stupidness like that. It's like, rah. Yeah, but we just gotta learn the terms and words, the words and terms and what it really means when they're saying these sort of things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely I want to look into that. Resource-based economy, the Venus Project. You lot have a look at that, the Venus Project. Shout out to Iskinder Vludio book. Let me know if I said that right or not. Shout out to Locke. He said, what you said about the fortitude, I felt that. Bless, bruv, man. Fist bump. Yeah, man. Well, I think people need to hear that shit, man. Shout out to Anthony Turner. He said, I saw you on Jazz Cafe supporting Jest. Oh, wow. I told you was a true inspiration. Man, bless, brother, man. Jeez. Still are, G. I appreciate that, bruv. Really appreciate you lot tuning in, man. You know what I mean? We're just getting the ball rolling with more and more of these. It's like looking like every Wednesday. You know what I mean? We're going to try our best to do it by 9, but if not, it might be a bit later. You know what I mean?
10:30.
Yeah, it might be 10:30. But either way, this is all us, you know what I mean? Just getting used to this. And
yeah,
like I've never really been one to think about doing a podcast as such, but then all of a sudden it's like things just fall into place. And I also feel like, right, it's probably time that I do start talking because, you know what I mean? It does worry me seeing how some people have been handling all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? But you're not alone, mother lovers. You're not alone. Just remember that. We're right here, man. Hit us up. Let us know how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Do share the link if you can. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button. Yeah. And then, oh, yeah, like. It's all this shit you got to remember, innit, when you're on there.
Share. Don't forget to share.
Don't forget to share.
Subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Innit?
like, share, and subscribe the thing, yeah? Not in way there. Right, let me...
And if you don't like, then hit the like button twice, and then that unlikes it.
Oh, is that how you unlike? You don't like, just don't like. You don't like, just don't like. Right, that's proper English.
Hit the like button.
Cool, blimey, mate. You don't like, just don't like.
Just hit the like button. Hit it again. If you don't like it, hit it twice after that.
All right, fucking hell, mate. That sounds like a right night. All right, so what I did was I hit it twice, and then because I didn't like it, I hit it twice again after that. All right, she loved it. I'll tell you that, mate. All right.
Tempo 187 should stream on Twitch. Yeah, we probably will try and get multiple streams going so that you can put more than one device on and watch us in 3 dimensions.
What is Twitch mainly on? Oh no, because Twitch is on Fire Stick, innit?
Oh, right. Oh,
All
okay.
you Fire Stick mother lovers. What do you watch this on anyway? Give us a message on what you watch this on. Is it like your
Let's
phone
do a survey. Quick survey.
your phone, your computer, TV? You know what I mean? Watch, glasses. Who's got them? The Google glasses came and went, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? No, they ain't talking
Yeah,
about them
no.
no more. Like, yeah, Google. All right, bro. This thing about technology, I'm in and ahhing, yeah, about what, like, I've heard that technology isn't as advanced as they say it is. They just say that it is, but then I've heard that it's actually like, 100 or maybe 200 years advanced from now. I remember back in the day, like in the sort of noughties, you'd hear like, oh, Japan's like 10 years ahead in terms of technology. And you think,
Yeah.
right, what would that be like? But then now you're hearing, things about like the moon landing, and there's just different things where you're like, right, really? Like, they didn't really, come on, man, don't lie. And then the Boston Dynamic robots, you're like, are they really as real as it's all like,
No, you're right. They, on one hand, they're like, yeah, we're like years ahead. They, you hear all these rumors about how far ahead they all are, and then, yeah, then you look at the robots and they've just got a massive loom of cables coming out their back, like they're not going anywhere without like a massive battery pack or loads of power. So you think, how far away are they from actually being able to get a robot that just moves and all the rest on it? So personally, I don't think they're ever going to do it, but it's a whole other story.
boy, yeah, it's baffling, man. You're like, right, are we really there or not? Because there's so many things that they don't really know about that we don't have the answer to. It's either they're hiding it or they don't know. And if that's the case, it's like, right, you can't really be that advanced as we think, hey. Mr. Green, Twitch is on the net. Yes, that's a good point. I thought the Twitch was somewhere in my neck. Shout out to
a lot of DJ sets on Twitch. Cash Money, Cuba, Mr. Thing, DJ Scratch.
Wow. Funny enough, tomorrow I'm going to be on DJ Ray Domingo's Twitch performing, because he's doing, he's like reaching, is it 10,000 subscribers or something? Yeah, like a big number of subscribers. So he's doing like a subscriber party, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be down there performing tomorrow. I think I'm going to get there roughly about 8-ish or something like that. So yeah, look out for DJ Ray, Ray Domingo, like Sunday. Domingo. Hey, Domingo, claro, amigo. Hey, I'm dying. Hey, I just like Cuban friend. I used to be like in the salsa band and that. Son Veneno. One of the guys, he was like a Cuban singer that used to play with us and that. Right? When he he's like, yeah, okay, hey, Mike, you here? We going, you think, going, right. Ladies and gentlemen. Like, there's no S's when he's talking. I'm like, bro. Yeah, he used to give me jokes, boy. Who's that? So, what we got there? Mr. Green. He says, I watch Murs on Twitch. You should check it out, and starts at midnight most nights. Wicked. So what does he do on there? Is he just like playing tunes? And
Freestyle session. It says there, Murs freestyle session.
Nice. Wow.
You could literally set up your Twitch on your phone in 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll get my phone now. Hold on.
Yeah. Should we do it now then?
Oh no, I don't think we can, because I think we'd have to just interrupt the stream. That's all. And then start the stream again. So I think it would probably, maybe next time, maybe we'll do it next time.
We'll try out Twitch for real. I've seen like there's quite a lot of people on there. I thought it was only for gaming, but that's pretty cool that You can
Yeah, I did. I thought it was like a gaming thing or something. I don't know.
it's mad, isn't it? All
I
these
suppose people
little
jump on everything they can really now.
yeah. Were you lot watching it on, man? Were you lot watching it on the computer or on your Google glasses? Yo, okay. So Tempo said he's looking for UK MCs though. Yeah, so we definitely got to jump on there, man. Shout to Art Samson. He said, I saw your MySDIGGI sticker in Jazz Cafe DJ booth on Monday. Ah. And Knowledge on Twitch is good. What is that Knowledge from what was the crew that was on Duck Down? And there was no, it wasn't spelled like that. There's Knowledge. Yeah. Verb T, that's my brother right there, man. Definitely got to holler at him and get him on here for sure. That guy, we came up from the same stable, man, with Harry Love, Young Gun. Yeah, man, good times, boy. And it's really good to see where he's at as well now with the 4 hours and the solo stuff as well. So yeah, man, definitely got to hook up with Verb T. Okay, his kind is getting deep. Vladimir book says, look up transhumanism and people becoming post-biological. Also NASA 2024. Space Zoo. Nah, I messed it up, innit? I was meant to go jim, but I went more bum bum hash Look it out. Nah, I can't remember the lyrics, man. Fuck that. So I might look that up, man. I'm a bit worried about what I'll find, but yeah, man, the world is going crazy. Whether we are actually, committing these crimes or not is another thing, because all we're getting is footage, and we've seen how things could be manipulated so much. So I'm not to say like, oh, don't believe it at all, but you still got to question how real it is, because before we get lost down these rabbit holes, you know what I mean? It could be other things that are probably a bit closer to home and more important for us in the time being to look at, man. But definitely interested in what you're talking about there, is Kinder. So, yo, Mr. Green's on the Xbox, sometimes on his phone. All right. Yeah. Ah, Anderson Paak and Knowledge. Okay, that one. Yeah. Is it the same Knowledge then? The same Knowledge from I've forgotten the name of that crew, man. That's really bad. There's a crew that was on Duck Down, and it was like a duo. One was a producer, and the other the rapper, and his name was Knowledge as well. But yeah, I can't remember. Yo, I need to answer this question because last week I missed it. Last week we were chatting with MC Killer, you know what I mean? Formerly of the Caxton Press. And it was a good catch up, man. He's got an LP, Foreign Ties, that's out right now. And he's got a sick tune that's coming out with him, Killer Priest, and I've forgotten the main guy's name, man. That's
Anonymous.
bad. Anonymous, there you go. Shout out to Dan DNA. My left brain reminded me what the fuck I'm meant to remember. And speaking of which, shout out to the nice one, JM. He had a question which was to do with, and by the way, man, you lot hit me up with any of your questions, any of the old school stuff you lot want to know about, low life, whoever. Well, just Kung Fu. I got to chat about Kung Fu at some point as well, man. Shout out to Leo. I really want to try and get him down. Hit me up with questions, man. Ask me anything, bruv. Ask me anything. I don't give a whoa. So yeah, the nice one, JM. He says, yo, MYSDIGGI. Hope it's all good. Can you say a bit about how you linked up and started making music with DJ P Money from New Zealand? Oh yeah, bro. I'll definitely do that for you, bro. You know what I mean? As long as I can say it with the eyebrows, bro. Like the Kiwis do, bro. He says, I had none, and who you gonna blame? Fire emoji. Cheers, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. P Money. Jeez. So P Money, I think when we first linked up was I had gone to I'd gone to Australia. I think it was around March sort of time. I went. This is my first time going to Australia, and it was going for 3 weeks. Shout to Shorty Blitz, Sam Dutch. They hooked it up for me to tour out there, and so it was a bit of like I did some hosting. You know what I mean? Because obviously you've got the hosting chops, and then also did some performances and whatnot. Around Australia, and then I also got to go to New Zealand. I think we were there for just 2 nights or something like that. It was something quick like that where I was performing for Battle of Supremacy. Pretty sure it's Battle of Supremacy it was called, and it was New Zealand versus Australia. So you had Aussie MCs along and Kiwis as well. Pardon me, and yeah, and that's where I met people like Anecdote and a few different MCs, man, from back then. That, yeah, it was a really fun thing to watch as well, man. They were battling back and forth. And I got to perform, and P Money came down to that. Like Sam Dutch hooked it up, so P Money came down. And at that time, he was working on his LP, Magic City. And I guess he'd heard my stuff. Like Sam had hooked it up, so P was like, "Yo, yeah, jump on something." And yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mentioned it. So we did the Battle of Supremacy. The gig was live. I think that was like one of his first kind of battle events that he'd been live at. That he'd seen live, because he's more of a producer, DJ sort of thing, like club nights and whatnot. And so yeah, that was crazy. Then we went out. I'm pretty sure we went out. Oh yeah, and got smashed, but a whole different level of smashed. It was like, you know what I mean? There was alcohol involved, that type of smash. Oh, you're not drinking with us, bro. Yeah, that kind of smash. You know what I mean? I told you them big Maori guys, boy, jeez, they don't play around when it comes to drinking. Jeez, quadruple shots. That man out there, Jack Daniel, quadruple shots, bro. That's your first drink. That's just getting started. Yo, so yeah, man. So we did that, and then from what I remember, I think went back to the hotel, probably slept like maybe 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and then it was something from what I remember, because this is a long time ago now. We were going to the studio, and I'm pretty sure I was writing from that night, because he gave me the beat. I was writing from that night and then carried on, because I remember being semi-tipsy. When you're still getting flashbacks from the night before, but then trying to finish off the bars for I Had None. And then, yeah, got to the studio, you know what I mean? Perked up a bit, felt good, and then laced it. Yeah, man. And then from then, I'm pretty sure the next time we linked up, was when I started doing the Diggy Down Under stuff, and he sent beats for that. I feel like the Who You Gonna Blame? Yeah, Who You Gonna Blame? I'm pretty sure we did at his. So the next time I was out in New Zealand, we did Who You Gonna Blame, and because he'd moved house, and I remember it was like we went out or whatever, and then I stayed at his. And then waking up, and he's one of them producers, like they wake up, the first thing they do is go to the machine, go to the MPC, or I think it's MPC he had. You know what I mean? Nothing else. It's just like wake up, right? Scratching his head, like just messing with the beat. I was like, yo, that's a producer right there, boy. You know what I mean? That's when you love what you do. As soon as you wake up, that's like the idea or whatever's coming to your head. So he was working on Who You Gonna Blame, and he had the that bit going on, and then in the sample, like he was playing where it came from, because I was like, right, that's sick, man. He's like, yeah, I want to play, let me play you something. Like he surprised me with it, and I was like, yo, that's sick, it says mice. And then like in the original record, I could hear as it was going, I could hear something that was saying, there's Ro, or it wasn't saying Stro, but it was saying like maybe 2 words that were linked together that sounded like there's Sro. And I was like, oh, if you get that, you chop that there's bit, it will sound like Sro. And then you got my Sro, it might sound like Maestro. It will sound, and he's like, oh, yeah. So that was pretty cool to be involved. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't no producer, but boy, man could do producing things though. You get me? Like, what does that button do? Oh shit, sorry, bro. Yeah.
So we've got the Finalays. The Finalays. What's up, my man? Long time fan from Ireland.
Hey, big up Ireland, man.
Any upcoming gigs?
Easy finales. Yeah, upcoming gigs. You know what? I'm gonna be at let me find this thing, man. Because I actually, funny you say that. Blessed for locking in, by the way. Really appreciate that, man. We got Ireland in the building. You know what I mean? There's a festival. It's called Metro Fest. It's called Metro Fest, yeah. And it's, from what I remember, it's in, here we go. Check this out. This is hilarious, man. Like, I'm looking forward to this. So this is Metro Fest 2021, August 8th. Fingers crossed, yeah. We ain't, you know what I mean? You don't know what's going to go on, so this is what I'm talking about. Be prepared. They might be like, yo, you got lockdown, lockdown. Go to work and don't go to work. Go to work, but you can't go. You might do all of that again. Yeah, so, you know. But fingers crossed. Metro Fest, 8th of August, Trent Park, London. So that's like Enfield sort of sides. I'm going to be down there, yeah, with DJ 279. I should hit up 279 and we have a good chat, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That'd be good.
Yeah, there was people mentioning about the round table and stuff like that with Friday Night Flavors on one of the last streams. So yeah, man, definitely want to chat to him about that as the time comes closer. Hopefully it will all happen. But check this out. Flavor of the month, yeah.
Right, I've got it. I'll get it up as well while you're talking.
Yeah, this is deep. Yeah, I might, you know what?
I'll get it up on the screen. Let me see. I might as well do some production while I'm sitting here.
You know what I mean? Leg cake, you know, the KFC. You know what I mean? This is what
Let me try and get a bit of production in.
All right, shout out to Dan DNA with the production.
keep talking, but there's more than you've got on that. There's more people performing than you've got on there. Yeah, there's loads more.
Yeah. There are a lot more, but this, just the lineup alone is just like, yo, this is an honor, man. Yeah, for real. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man. Ain't gonna lie.
Oh, there we go.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's a big lineup, man. Trent Park Festival. Shout out to the chairman. Chairman hit me up. He's on it. You know what I mean?
All right. Let's
Brother Ernie J said he's there.
Let's see if this works.
Sorry, it's gonna come up on the screen. Ooh, look at that. Wow, split screen, something you might not know nothing about. I can look at it like this. So, as you can see here, you know what I mean? Is it?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
It's like I'm doing the weather. So as you can see here, you know that guy, there's that big-head guy. He always looks like he's leaning forward. My man looks like he's leaning forward when he's doing the weather. That's the size of his head. So check this out. All right, so yeah, the other names you might not be able to see as clear, but Metro Fest 2021, August 8th, Trent Park, London. Whoa, check this lineup. You got Fat Man Scoop, legend. Cannot wait. Bars. Bars, yeah. Fat Man Scoop, bars. Nah, you got Tony Touch, the legend like Tony Touch. Man.
That's on the flavor of the month. Flavor of the month.
Flavor of the month stage, you know what I mean? But these, yeah. So, all right, look, we'll start. Flavor of the month stage with 279. You got Tony Touch. You got Skinny Man, live. You got MYSDIGGI, live. You got Hip Hop Karaoke, DJ 279. So Fresh, So Clean, DJ Business, Uncle Juju. I was trying to do, you know, like how on the pirate radio, but what they would do is chop it up. So he goes,
yeah.
Tony Touch, Skinny Man, Hip Hop Karaoke, DJ 279, So Fresh, So Clean, MYSDIGGI, DJ Business, Uncle Juju. I can't do it, man. They overlap almost, innit? But yeah, that's with the flavor of the month stage. But check it out. Fat Joe. Yeah, lean back.
This is on the Capital Extra Reloaded. That's the revival stage. That's where they're bringing careers back.
They're bringing careers back. Capital Extra Reloaded, fam. Fat Joe, Blackstreet,
Mm-hmm.
Eve.
I'm not going to do that for everyone.
Dun. Oh yeah, I can't even. Maya. Wow, Maya, you know. That's taking it back. Bobby V. Jeez. John B. Morris Brown.
Horace Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Horace Brown. Wow, that's Horace Brown is ah, I swear I did a gig. I was hosting a gig with him years ago. I'm sure it's him, man. What's the tune? The tune. My sister came to the gig. Nah, man, I'm gonna forget. I can't remember, man. Horace Brown, but yeah, that's hilarious.
Taste Your Love, One for the Money, Things We
Yeah,
Do
it
for
is
Love.
one for the money. Yeah. And things we do for love. Ding, 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 ding. Yo, those were the days, man. Jesus, days where you go raving. You know what I mean? West End clubs were banging back then. Clubs were booming. So many
So
different
we've
events.
got a Jungle Mania as well.
Jungle Mania, check this. You got Therapy, Inter, Remark, Jumping Jack Frost, Nicky Black Market, Top Buzz, Kenny Kent, Ray Keith, Brocky, and Groove Rider. Yeah, I think I did that justice.
MCs.
Oh, yeah. MC, Skibbity, Det, Ragga Twins, Fearless, Navigator, Moose, Deefa. Look at that. It's the same MC from back in the day. That's what I'm saying. Bruv, that was another reason why I was like, yeah, this, you know, one thing is like, they don't really, they're not bothered about what you're saying, really. It's like, they, you know, they don't really care about what you're saying. Like Killer was talking about it last week. But also, it's like the people up top, yeah, they ain't letting you through, boy. They ain't letting you, like, you got, you know, you some sign where you got to be someone's cousin or some secret handshake. I don't know what, but they weren't letting me through. And so after a while, I was like, yeah, let me get back on my hip hop machine. You know what I mean? Just saying. But another thing about jungle music back then, especially like, you know, going into, you know, the mid to early 90s and all that, is that the MC side of it, it felt like this is UK. Like, because hip hop was an American thing and a lot of the rappers, you know, in the UK were kind of more doing an American style of rap. It felt like it wasn't English, you know what I mean? Until I think like there were definitely some MCs, you know, like London Posse, you know, Bionic and Rodney, Gunshot as well. They had a few MCs that, you know, kept it kind of pretty raw in terms of their accent and whatnot. But for me, it was when I heard MCD that where I was like, oh, whoa, because he was from West as well. So it's like I could hear him and I could hear that the way his voice is, and he doesn't sound like he's forcing himself to sound like himself, if that makes any sense. And from there, that kind of sparked like, yo, you can do this. So, you know, when I like, you know what I mean, the life change, when like, yo, you have your awakening, everyone has their awakening moments in life. Certain things happen where you start levitating, you know, and like, yo, I'm gonna do this. So when that happened to me, I decided I'm gonna spit. I was just working on like my voice, just sounding natural, just rapping how I talk. I'm not gonna be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, a blast through and then a pass through, split you like a fucking cashew. Oh, bruv, have you got a lighter? You know what I mean? I wasn't doing none of that shit. Yeah, so yeah, man. I think I went off on a tangent there, didn't I?
Yeah,
That's
good,
why,
man.
basically, yeah, that's why, you know, that's another reason why I didn't want to carry on with being an MC, like jungle MC, because
But
yeah,
you could have still been on the Jungle Mania stage.
I could have
If you'd have been,
if I'd have persevered, innit?
yeah, if you'd have been there, you just stayed. If you just maintained a level, that's all you have to do in the, you know, the jungle MC and things. You just got
Yeah,
to
you just got to
maintain
keep
a
doing
level,
it. Yeah.
and then you're just, you know, even through the bad times, through like 98 to 2003.
Just
You
maintain.
just got to keep going. Just even if all you're doing is a little show in Leeds, you know. But there's the drum and bass and all that has never been little shows, is it? It's sort of maintained an audience
Yeah, man.
for
Drum
the
and
whole
bass.
time.
Like, bruv, through the whole time, as well as they've been selling vinyl all through. Even when it was like the whole vinyl was not selling, they were still the ones like getting music pressed up
Yeah.
to buy. So
And
like they're seeing.
so they've got a whole. So this Metro Fest, it's like easing people back in slowly back into the world again, isn't it? You look at it, they've got the Comedy Shack headliner Richard Blackwood.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still doing comedy. I thought he was like straight up drama now. El Dramatico.
The only thing I remember him the last thing I remember him for actually comedy wise was some drama. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
That's it. Yeah, where he got where he didn't show up for a show in Hounslow, and then he told the organisers that he had been stopped, obviously by the police and all this stuff, and then it turned out he'd double booked the show. So
What?
he just pulled the card.
He pulled a double book card.
No, he pulled the race card essentially, just to
Oh.
get out of the show, and then it turned out actually he just double booked the show.
Oh, right. Oh,
Not
man.
funny in the least. And then you've got Vaz Blackwood. They're not related, are they?
They look like they are, but I don't know.
That's racist.
No, they both got black and wood in their name. That's enough. I'm starting to feel like that's a stage name, and you know, because he was a comedian, that was the joke. It's like, yeah, Richard Blackwood, Dick Blackwood.
Well, and Vaz Blackwood had the same idea for a joke.
True. So it probably is a real name then, because V Blackwood, Vass Blackwood. Yeah, I don't know. It's too much wood anyway in this whole conversation right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna get Cat, Slim, Kane Brown, Dizzle, Kevin J, Tanya Moore, Jeff Innocent, Mr. C, plus more. And yeah, man, it's gonna be like if this goes ahead, if this gets to go ahead, I do like you're saying, if this busts the bubble of social distancing, so be it. I hope it happens. It's you know, I'm worried though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm worried that people are too worried to get close. Like now the talk, a lot of people talk is, yeah, well, I don't mind any social distancing anyway because people are grimy. People are nasty, man. And it's like, what do you mean by that exactly? Yeah, it's like, what do you mean by that exactly? Because you might have got it a little bit wrong there. And I'd say to people, man, look at a baby. If you watch a baby, put a baby in the woods somewhere. You don't have to do that. Like, I don't mean leave them in the woods, by the way. I mean about, watch them as they're in the woods and they'll put dirt in their mouth. Or you see how they pick things from anywhere and put it in their mouth. They're doing that for a reason, man. That's intrinsic. That's survival. To us, it looks like, oh, don't do that. That's nasty. I'm not saying that you should let them do it. But you got to understand the reason why they're doing it is because they're building their immune system with that. And so that's something that they haven't been taught by anyone. They're just doing it naturally. But to us, it looks like, well, what are you doing? You're just putting things in your mouth. It's like they do it because intrinsically they're programmed to do it because that helps build the gut biome. It helps them, for the first like 3 years or something, a child is building its immune system. You notice that there's no organ. They never go, this is the immune system. We've got the heart, we've got the lungs, we've got kidneys, we've got all of this shit. But where's the immune system? All these years we ain't found no immune system. It's because it's all in your stomach. It's all the way your body deals with any form of, any form of shock, whether that be, in the form of a toxin, or it could be some spiritual shock or mental shock, or physical shock, but something that your body's like, oh shit, dealing with and expressing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, people got to think about these sort of things, man. They help us grow.
My concern is the same as what you're saying. Really, is that it's driven people into this sort of adversarial relationship with nature. where they're now sort of um, seeing it as something that's just there to like to kill them, and needs to be like scrubbed off your hands every 15 minutes, and it needs to be, you know, even breathing normal air outside is not really very good for you all of a sudden, or and so you need to be augmented with something that's man-made, or you know, something synthetic is the only thing that's going to save you from the relentless onslaught of disease, illness, and degeneration that is nature.
Yeah.
When
It's
actually the exact opposite is true.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the
magic, man.
it's the world of, it's the chemical world and the sort of fake synthetic
Yeah, man.
society that's poisoning people.
Mm,
You know.
definitely, man. Right. So let's hope this festival goes on. We'll see you lot there. You know what I mean? Try and come through. Tickets are available. They're available from themetrofest.com. That's themetrofest.com, where metrosexuals will be running around, getting their swerve on. Shout out to the crew in the chat room. This one was funny, man. Oi, mice. So Anthony Turner was like, "What's your favorite bait rapper, USA or UK?" Or who's your favorite bait rapper? Who's my favorite bait rapper? It's funny because I was hearing Meek Mill the other day, and I was like, right, man, you know what I mean? On some bait shit, man can kind of rap like, you know, it's just the. It's like there's a vibe to it, innit? That's what it is with a lot of bait rappers. It's like more about the vibe. I mean, he spits, you know, but it's that style of kind of sing rapping in a way, innit? So yeah, favorite bait rapper. It's funny because I've always had this thing about like there's drunk music and there's sober music. So what he's saying about bait, I'd say is like the drunk music. Drunk music, you only really enjoy it when you're drunk. Sober music, when you're sober, banging still. It's not like when you listen to drunk music when you're sober, it's like, this guy's just chatting shit, man. But when you're drunk, it's like, yeah, you know, it's fun, innit? So there's a place for it. But when you're drunk listening to sober music, woo, you're drunk listening to some Wu-Tang, like, come on, man. Jeez, or some Doom, and you're fucked up, you're buzzing like, yo, it's next level. Yeah, so that's how I kind of differentiate what's bait and what's not. In terms of bait rappers, though, so I'd say probably US, my favorite bait rapper would be someone like, probably like Lil Wayne or T.I., maybe. Well, 50 Cent, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'll probably say like Lil Wayne, just because it's kind of,
You're still going slightly reputable though, really.
All right, sorry. All right, favorite bait rapper, like proper bait. Probably one of them, like, I don't even know. If I'm honest, man, my favorite bait, like proper bait, like, bruv, you listen to this, like, bruv, really? You know what I mean? When you're looking at man, like, you know the words, isn't it? Like, bruv, come on, man. That bait, I don't even know the name. I probably won't even know the name of something that bait, but I'm trying to think of,
A track, one track, because otherwise people are going to hold you to the whole catalog.
the tune where it goes, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no. I don't even know who it is, but yeah. But in terms of rappers, I think it's hard with these new ones, man. It's like, yo, you are like, you're proper off the beat, man. Some of it is funny, you know. It is, you can tell they're having fun with it. That's really cool about it. But I do think there's a kind of lifestyle that it pushes that is a bit detrimental to the youth. And obviously now you can kind of see, man, it's like zombies for real. You know what I mean? So that's a tricky one, man. But then UK, Boy, who's my favorite UK rapper? There's so many of them. Yeah, I ain't even got a clue, man. If to think of bait in the UK, it's more like so. Okay, I'd say more the sort of rappers you're getting a lot of rappers now where they're kind of doing the whole American thing, but they're keeping their accent. But they're using a lot of American slang and the swagger and the car and the chick and champagne or the big yard, like the rented out. You know what I mean? There's all of that going on. So yeah, there's quite a few of them rappers out there, boy. I'll have to look around and then see what's going on. Big up Rumble TV in the building, man. Shout out to you. What's going on, bruv? How you feeling, man? Um, would you and Blabbermouth or any of the Shogun do a track together? I think your styles would mix very well. That's from Finoles. Finoles. Finiolasi. I don't know how you say it.
Irish.
Oh,
He's Irish.
Finoles. Ah, Blabbermouth. Ah, right. Yeah, man. Blabbermouth. Yeah. Them lot are sick, man. Definitely. Yeah, I'll do that. Shout to Art Sampson. He says, I remember going to one Kung Fu Brighton event before it stopped. Met you at 420 in Brighton a couple of years back. You rapped and I called you Maestro. That's all good, man. I'm used to it now. I think a lot of people know my name's MYSDIGGI now, either way. So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that 420 event was decent, man. Shout to Suckies. Or Sooks. It looks like Sucks, mate. Good day from Australia. Diggy down under. Oh, yeah, mate. Punching cones, mate. You know what I mean? We out here punching cones all the time, mate. Yes.
Oh, this is from some of these are from when we was reading out a list of names from the thing.
Yeah. Tom said even Richard Blackwood don't know he's doing comedy. That's hilarious, man. Yo, Rumble. Man's on some. I got some layer cake and some Z Cube, courtesy of Kush Family Collective. There's something else as well. Oh, Notorious as well. Jeez, Notorious. He is. Notorious. Yeah, my new favorite strain at the moment is OZK. And there was something else that was really enjoyable as well. It was some sherbet something. But yeah, bang, man. Also, so yeah, the layer cake is really banging. And these are the sort of things that are really hard to remember when you're smashed. You know what I mean, mate? You're smashed. But yeah, man. What are you on? So you got Kosher Dog. Oof. In Hampshire. All right, Kosher Dog. See, what's that saying? T. Thompson. He's asking, how do you write on paper or some computer device? I prefer to use the computer, like my phone now, because it's easier to read. My handwriting isn't the greatest. But at the same time, now I want to get more back into writing because I think it's important that we put words on paper in all aspects of life. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing that again, get my handwriting in order. You know what I mean? That's the real reason I don't do it, because my handwriting's not that great.
What did you used to use? A4 pad or?
Yeah, I got loads of little books, like
A5?
A4. Yeah. Just jotting down. So there's loads of stuff that I've got to dig out, actually, man. Saying that.
That's the only problem is using pads. You use up so much paper and then rewriting stuff, and then you've got to transfer things. From one page to the
all of
next.
that,
all of that was getting the BlackBerry. Do you remember when the BlackBerry first came out?
Yes, I do.
That was like a revelation for anyone who writes.
What?
Like suddenly,
bruv, you can just write in this notebook. Oh, wow.
Edit it really easily. You could rejig whole sections without any problem, without having to normally you'd have to like put a box around it, put an arrow down there to say that bit slots in there.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back to
yeah.
there,
Oh man,
and,
and it's just my handwriting, and then with all that scribbling. Okay, let me redo this. Yeah, just putting it on your phone is easier, and then I'll also link it with. So I use an app called Evernote, and I can link that to my laptop. So then that way, if I'm, listening to a beat on the laptop, I can write on that, and you can sync it up with the phone as well. If I'm on the move, and I've got the phone there handy, so I can still be writing to the same thing.
if Evernote want to actually sponsor us, and we both use Evernote, so
Yeah.
we'd be happy to put an Evernote sponsorship in.
Yeah. For real, boy. Evernote. Holla, man. Oh, you lot smash that like button, please, and share with your crew. You know what I mean? Let them know UK hip hop is here, man. You know what I mean? Let's gather everyone under one place and make sure, we're all looking out for each other. Because, these are, rough, crazy times, but they don't have to be when you understand that you're not alone, mother lovers. You're not alone. So Thompson again, he's like, do you start with the beat or paper first when scribing the sacred rhymes? Oh, scribing the sacred rhymes. My name is MYSDIGGI, I do this all the time. Chime. Chime. You know what? I used to do a lot more just writing the verse and then finding a beat that would work with it, like writing the tune even and finding a beat. But what I found was it was harder to kind of get the chorus to work with the beat when it was like that. So I started gradually moving over into when I get the beat, I write to that. But I don't get too caught up in that because, I'm always, things are always coming to me. So I try my best to jot down whatever I can when it's there. So sometimes there's not a beat there. So I'll put down, a few bars or whatever. Just because they've come to me, I'll probably forget them. And then, when I'm putting together whatever seems to work with that, I might, I'll be like, oh, yeah, this idea. So, that's how that happens. But, I think it's different for everybody, man. Like, in terms of writing tunes, I prefer to kind of write a few at a time because I might be writing to one tune and then I get to a point where I'm like, oh, okay, what else should I add here? And then at that point, if enough time has gone past, I feel like, okay, I'll come back to it. And then, but the energy's still there to write something. So then find another beat. And then that way you kind of get more done as well. And then at the same time, things might pop up. Oh, I need a track for so and so, or and you kind of got bullets in the barrel, baby, bullets in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So looking forward to this, man. Metro Fest. We hope it happens, mother lovers. We hope it happens. We'll see. August the 8th. Yeah, man. So what do you lot think about this setup now? I think it's a little bit darker in it, so we'll get the lighting sorted.
Yeah.
Well, I'm liking this duplicity.
But the only thing is the noise on the camera.
Light. Yeah.
It's a bit
It's noisy
noisy
as well.
looking.
Yeah.
And that's just from the light. So if there's a bit more light, I think if we just had like a light there, that'd probably be fine.
Yeah, true.
A light there.
A light there.
There.
And,
Yeah. And then we're the room is actually like a room that's like for podcasting as well. So if anybody is looking for a space to do podcasting from or to do live streams or whatever, then this is a room in West London.
Yeah.
That is available.
So hit us up if you know anyone. Do you know what I mean? Hit me up direct, and we'll chat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the space is there, as you can see. We'll start configuring it a bit more so people can get an idea of what can be done in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do a little live tour.
Yeah.
Of the whole room.
That's a good idea, bro.
Yeah, when it's sort of set up, we show all the different corners. We'll have a few different corners for different things. This is where the weather's done. This is where the sport area. This over here is where we do the regional news.
Yeah, we're gonna be bringing in Trevor McDiggy to be doing the regional news. Shout out to Alexander
Pew,
Morrison.
pew, pew.
He has arrived. Gunshots and horns. Yeah, yeah. You know, when you was a kid and you used to do all the gun noises.
We can we can sample all of that now. We can just sample all that and just put it on and just have those as our sound effects.
That's hilarious.
Who's your top 5 battle rappers we've had from UK?
Ooh, top 5 battle rappers we've had from UK. That's a good one, man. Jeez, top 5. All right. Not in any order. In no particular order, I should say. Tony D. Lunacy. O'Shea. Gemini. That's how many is that? That's 4. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. And who else is there? Oh, Shorty Horror. Shorty Horror. Yeah. That's probably my top 5, man. Yeah, Tony D. O'Shea. Shorty Horror. Gemini. And who else is it? Someone else now. I've forgotten. Because I'm so high you can't hear it, mother. I'm all the way up there, but I can't even hear that. Right, I've forgotten something. There's someone else I didn't mention that I might not never know nothing about. Yeah, it will come back to me. But yeah, man, Lunacy, that's it, Lunacy. But yo, them lot, levels, man. And there's so many others I could have mentioned, but they're the ones that, you know, when you ask me, I'm thinking about the people where when I heard that they had a battle that was out, I would search to go, you know what I mean? Where there's others where it was like I'd find their battles through that. But these were the sort of names that always jumped out and like, you know, they stood up against like big names from across the pond as well. So that's another thing. He said, "What happened to the soundboard?" Oh, yeah, we moved, man. We're in the new location, Alexander Morrison. Listen, let me tell you something, Alexander Morrison. Like that when you got to say the whole name like that. It's official, isn't it? You like it sounds like you might be in trouble. Yeah. Now we're in the other room now, and we got a nice little setup here. We're gonna show you lot it one time soon, but it's actually a setup that's available for people that might want to do podcasting. So if you know anyone, get in touch. Yeah, man. But yeah, the battle rap scene for sure, man. Like there was a time when it was really just making a lot of moves, UK wise, in terms of like Don't Flop and whatnot. And a lot of MCs were really putting in the work. And yeah, it's a shame that it's not where it was before. I think it can get there again, but I don't know whether the battle rap scene is tainted because of the stuff that's happened sort of behind the scenes or probably in front of the scenes as well or whatnot. I'm not sure. But I kind of get that vibe from it, you know what I mean? Like it's just a bit tainted and it's not the same thing that it used to be. And so you don't really get to see as many events. I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like I don't really hear as much about it as I used to hear before. And obviously, you know, things went down with Don't Flop and whatnot. That's some shit we might not never know nothing about, but at least we knew that. You know what I mean? One thing is we know it happened. And And yeah, you know, so but there's still guys that have got skills, and hopefully, you know, something can kind of come back from it because, like, I definitely enjoyed it. And yeah, the itch was there. It was like, oh, it was prodding me to like, yo, man, I have to jump in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, certain man they kind of put that to rest by just being a bit dickheadish. Man was going on like a dickhead. All them way there. Yeah, man, funny shit though. But yeah, so and also it's nice to see the transition that some people's latest gunshot ever, boy. You know, like if you was that was like quick draw. You know, like you was at a duel, and yeah, you'd been dead, boy. When man said, "Yeah, where's my gunshots?" Like 21 gun salute, or 21 years later and shit, boy.
I don't even know if they can hear that.
Like way later than scheduled. Oh, they can't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's for you, Alexander Morrison.
yeah, man.
And also for saying that episode 1 seemed like he's in a living room. This is for you. Right, no more of that talk. That was actually the studio, not a living room.
Yeah, but it was.
But that's how comfy the studio is.
Yeah,
The
it was
studio is
comfortable,
like
man.
a living room. So
yeah, I know what he's on about though, because I was just slouching on the couch, just like, yeah. So you know, like the time when I was like, what was I talking about?
It looked like one of them when they get someone out of retirement and they're like, what? What was your career like 35 years ago?
You know,
Sitting in a sofa.
that. Yeah.
Just, you know, it just looked sort of
with the mic where it's like looking all sad for myself and shit. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Back in my day, I'll tell you what. Yeah, like the women's niggas, they used to come up a lot quicker than they do now. I don't know what it is. I think it's the arthritis in my fingers.
But it has to improve each time as well. It can't just, you know, you can't start off you can't do the first one the way that it's always going to be. We're trying to feel our way through all this equipment. We're trying to feel our way around the internet. And someone suggested Twitch tonight, so we'll probably go on to Twitch as well.
Yeah, we try to Twitch out. You know what I mean?
Any other suggestions you've got that you think is going to make it more, more professional and will be something that a lot of people, will sort of be drawn to or won't be put off by or something, So we're going to try and get a lot of good guests for you lot to pick up some really good information from, and especially within the UK hip hop scene as well.
Yeah,
just
man.
Try and get some, hook up with some people that you probably wouldn't hear interviews with normally.
Yeah.
And talk about the sort of things that you probably wouldn't hear them talk about.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know what I mean? Just bring everyone together and let's know that we're not alone out here, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get back to seeing each other face to face like we did back in the what did they say? The olden days. You don't always get to say that, innit? Remember the olden days? Yeah, the olden days when you used to like shake people's hands and stuff. Like, yeah. Yeah, hopefully. But until then, you know what I mean? This is where we can link up. And I think it's well worth it, man, for the people out there that need it. You mother lovers out there, we appreciate you, man. Yo. I feel like I should
you heard it on the radio, you seen it on a TV show. A to the K. A to the motherfucking C.
Spit some bars and that.
Yeah.
It's been a minute still. I feel like I haven't spat nothing as well, man. This is the other thing as well I like about this is I can be real with you lot. You know, and I know people are open-minded. People that listen to my shit, you know, they're not in one lane and just heading that way and that's it. They look around.
That's true.
They enjoy the journey because the journey is a big part of how you get to the destination. And if you don't really look at that journey, if you don't look at life, try and understand things, you get very lost along the way, not realizing when you get to the end, you're like, wow, yeah, there's nothing to be happy about. You ain't got no memories, man. Got to do that. Shout out to Kenneth. He says, stay blessed, peeps. And shout out to Alexander Morrison. You're right. Mighty trees start from small seeds, innit? Exactly that. that's something that, you know, when you really look into that, like how magnificent that is, that a little seed can turn into this mighty tree that, you know, towers over everything else and lives on for so long. It's deep rooted as well. The higher that tree is, the further the roots are spreading out. You know, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty amazing. And that's the logos in it. That's the essence. Like nothing else can make that happen. Like there's no human being that can make that happen. You know. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, that's how we got to think for real. All right, let me try something. 'Cause I ain't done this in a while. I might even mess it up. If I do, it's your fault, my beloveds. Yo, welcome to the blue planet, where it's hard to keep order, so much so that it starts to seem lawless. Be sure it gets dark in these waters full of hammerheads who find it hard to see forward. When untied in the mix want to stop and look, they get blinded by the ink from the octopus. They got to push on or sink to the damn floor, because this all could happen in the pinch of a crab's claw. Damn sure, so take a big breath. Careful, because the pressure is great at this depth. The place of shipwrecks where they're made to think less. Many hooked online won't escape the big net in the blue planet. If it looks like food, grab it. And move rapid is the #1 rule, damn it. Well, the fact is you're never going to come back if you get trapped in the belly of the humpback. Yeah, where big fish eat little fish, and any little bit the big fish leave finishes. Because even little league shrimp mean business. They make a meal of this. This way they still exist. In the mix where the hunger's all you feel in this. And hidden myths that none were born to deal with this. Where the killer whale's quick to hunt you for the thrill of it. Because they're living well in this underwater wilderness. Smiling a lot when you see them about. Because they rise to the top just to breathe in and out. They're sharp, you can see from their jaws. That's why they always pass it to feast on us all. Deep where they all wonder when this grease ever gonna cease. While others rest in peace under coral reefs. And most swim around in schools till they're nauseous, but better that than end up in a duel with the swordfish in the blue planet. The ecosystem's a true savage. Because of those up top living too lavish, they're wreaking true havoc and seeking who has it. But watch them soon panic from the huge splashes to where the only ones left, because that's how long we've been holding our breath, low in the depths full of empty shells from irrational choices. But we know to keep it shut like clams and oysters in the blue planet. Watch for piranhas if the school's massive, because they want it just like every other school's had it. But they ain't in the same class, so they do damage, straying in the same path, no to move, damn it. Where some live for one dream, swimming upstream till the rivers come clean. Unseen by the jellyfish, you mingle looking delicate. They treat you like a friend and then sting you for the hell of it. And because we're down here, they don't think we're relevant, even though they'd kill for a dolphin's intelligence. So they fill us up with potions and medicine, slowly killing us. And there's an ocean of evidence in the blue planet. Hey. Hey. Let me get some horns. Nah, joke. That's for my crew in the building right now, man. Shout to you lot locked in. Appreciate having you lot here. It's true. Should be dropping bars here and there. There's a little noise there. Yeah, I should be dropping bars for you lot, man, for real. I never think about it like that because I'm like, right, we're chatting, but, you know, damn, man. That felt good. It's actually, it's funny because there is a spiritual level to when you're spitting, when you're MCing, you get into this zone. Like, I'm sure people know it, DJs know it. When you're DJing, you know, bass players, guitarists, like musicians, artists on so many different levels. When you're, you know, into creating this art, this thing, so much that you wake up and it's like I was talking about with P Money, that you wake up and start doing it. It's like, yo, you know, you're just in this zone and everything else, you kind of black out almost, you know, and sometimes you come back and into yourself and back out again. And yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. So yeah, it's therapeutic doing that shit. Very therapeutic. I want to do some more for real. So you lot stay locked in, do you know what I mean? How long we been going now?
2 hours, 6 minutes.
Jeez, for real.
That was with the intro video stuff at the beginning.
Jesus Christ,
That's
man.
probably about 2 hours, I think.
Yo, shout out to the crew, man. Yeah, Locke said transported onto stage with you during that. Miss you too, brother. Soon, man, soon. We'll be back on it, man. You know what I mean? Metro Fest, fingers crossed we got that going.
This is.
Was that fart or was it
Yeah.
record? Oh, record. Nice. Yeah, baby. Blue Planet, man. Take them deep. With that one, it's quite obvious what the idea was. I wanted to talk about the underworld, the underwater world, in a way that would still make you think about what's going on above it all, on the land that we're on, and how people get treated throughout various cultures. You know what I mean? But yeah, the main thing is we get treated in a way that is not right. But there's no point in saying it the same way all the time. You know what I mean? Even though I can't swim that well, I figured, yeah, I might as well go deep with it. Blue Planet, you know them way there. I got the armbands on. You know what I mean? Writing the bars and that. Just making sure I'm staying afloat. Alexander Morrison said, splash, you ain't lying. All right. So la verdad es muy católica. Is that what it is? Católica. Okay. 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 Says UK wrap up. Hey, not right now, man. You know what I mean? I don't feel like wrapping up what's been going on in the way that I would usually wrap up the year. So I'm thinking of different ways of sort of coverage in it, if that's a word. Covering it.
That'll do.
I'm thinking of different ways of doing it. So hold tight, man, because where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? I always like to keep it creative. And so we'll see where we can go with that.
Yeah.
Nice one. Easy Alexander Morrison. I ain't heard that, but I'll need to hear it. Lupe is definitely is a spitter, man. That's an MC right there. So yeah, man. That's an honor, bruh. That's an honor. We got more, man. We got more. Yeah, there's some more music on its way. You know what I mean? Looking forward to hearing this £10 bag from Farmer G.
Yeah.
Might have to hit him up and just, you know what I mean? Find out a bit more info. What are you lot saying about that? Should we hit up Farmer G? If we do, leave some comments with questions for him. Task Force aficionado, producer, MC extraordinaire. You know what I mean? From the legendary Task Force. You know what I mean? Berry Crew. Woo! There'll be a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Low life.
That'd be good.
You know what I mean? Moving on from there. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot of fun. He's been making some waves across the oceans. There's a bunch of like US artists that he's been, Rome Streets is one, that's a name that pops up a lot that he's been working with. So yeah, man, it'll be good to catch up with him. So let us know if you want to hear that. And yeah, like I said on the video, leave some comments so we can ask him questions on that. Alexander Morrison was saying he's listening to the £10 bag today. See it there? That's what I'm talking about, bruh. That's what I'm talking about. Listening to it today. That's synchronicity right there. And I'm saying to you, he's got a £10 bag on the way. It looked like he had about 20 tracks. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. But yeah, there's names on there. So it's going to be an interesting one, for real. Yeah. Also, I might be able to, I'm saying it now. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I might be able to link up with one of the Kung Fu organizers. Might get him in the building or do a live link up with him. So all the people that used to come to the Kung Fu events back in the day, whether it be Dingwalls or the Underworld, or it be what's the name of Camden Palace again? Did they change the name to? Oh, Coco. Yeah, Coco. Yeah. Oof. There'll be a lot to, you know what I mean, reminisce on with that one. So yeah, I'll keep you lot informed,
That
man.
would be good.
Keep you lot informed about that. You know what I mean? That should happen soon. Yo, shout out to Iskinder. He said, he said that Aquarius is his fave. Really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. You know what I mean? Them sort of tracks. Jess gave me the beat, and I was in Australia actually when I wrote that. Like, I'd give a little joke story about being on the beach with the armbands and that, but I was literally on the beach listening to that beat. On the headphones, and yeah, it started coming to me from there. I was like, oh wow, Blue Planet, and just started going in from there. So yeah, it was fun to write as well.
What was that, Blue Planet or Aquarius?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Blue Planet, yeah. It's funny, Aquarius, Aqua. So Aquarius is the water bearer, isn't it? But it's a man. It's known as the man out of the zoo, of the zodiac. And so you think when you go, oh, what element is Aquarius? You think is a water sign, but it's an earth sign. No, it's an air sign. Sorry, it's an air sign. Yeah, it's an air sign. It's kind of like, oh, okay. It gets it all a bit confusing.
But did Aquarius, was it something else before? Is it another, or am I thinking of a different sign that was
Aquarius is
a bird, represented as a bird before or something?
Oh, the bird is Scorpio.
Scorpio, right?
Yeah,
That's it,
Scorpio.
I knew it was another thing that wasn't something like the thing it is now. Yeah.
No, Scorpio is so the scorpion is like the lower self, and then the bird, which is like the eagle, becomes the higher self of Scorpio.
Right.
So that's like the esoteric meaning. And then the phoenix as well is involved. But then the Scorpio can also be the snake. So the snake in Adam and Eve is meant to be a representation of Scorpio. And Scorpio is just bad because that's the time of the year when now you're going into darkness, you're going into winter, and the time of the day when you're going into darkness, like nighttime type, that kind of. I think that last one might be a bit wrong, but all right. You're going into the second half of the day. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, something like that anyway. But it's really interesting, man. All that stuff, man, I think people should really look at as well. I find it, I've always thought about star signs having some form of meaning, but when you look at horoscopes and all that, it's like, whatever, man. I'm not really into like, tarot reading or anything either. Like, I think it's safe to kind of not know what's coming next, or just have faith in what it is. But in terms of star signs, there is something there. I think the horoscopes are just there to throw you off, to make you think that's all a load of rubbish, man. It's like there's something there, but it's more than just knowing what your star sign is. It's knowing, where the planets were at the time you were born. So, knowing, I think they call it, your birth chart. Once you know that, there's a bit more you can understand about yourself, because it's not just about where the sun was. It's also about where the moon and this, that, and the third. So, yeah, really. And I think it's one of those things that if everybody, as weird as it is, probably hearing it from me, but I don't give a fuck. The more people kind of got into it and understood it, I think there'll be way less trouble on this planet. You know what I mean? And I actually think that it's purposefully done, that we don't look into these sort of things, that we're oblivious to, who we really are. That's part of who you
Yeah,
really
but then
are.
there's the people who don't know when they was born, and that's like they don't ever get to know anything about themselves, because you can't work it out the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not to say like
people who are adopted and things like that. They wouldn't be able to work anything out. We just put them on an island. No, I'm only joking. Don't really do But I'm only joking. Seriously, I'm only joking.
Yeah.
In
Put them on an island,
in the
you know.
tyranny of like the zodiac tyranny, just like people who don't know their birth time, you'd be like, they're gonna have to be taken away somewhere.
Wow, that's how I'm blazed, boy. Is Kinder. Mine, like you said, Aquarius is his favorite. And I started blabbering on about Blue Planet.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. And that's why you said,
yeah. That's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, I tried to subtly bring you back round to
yeah,
it.
see, I messed that up. Boy, I go, wait. Calm down. Yeah, Aquarius, man. Appreciate that. Aquarius was Super T, gave me that. The sample definitely put me in that mode. And yeah, I'm an Aquarius. So I feel like my nature is to always question things anyway. I'm always like wondering why this, why that. I kind of got in trouble in school a lot for that. But then later on in life, you figure out that you get to learn that it's to do with having a creative mind, like, you know, thinking outside of the box, so to speak. And so yeah, when he gave me that beat, I was just like, right, yeah, this is the time I can kind of put together something where I'm asking these questions that, yeah, does it make sense? And it's funny. One of the topics came up with my brethren the other day, and we were talking about how, you know, there's a lyric where I say, is it wrong? Should he really be the man that we should praise, as if sending others to do all your battling is brave? So I'm talking about, you know, like leaders of government leaders that are sending armies to go and fight their battles for them. Like, should we really be praising? We're like, oh, yo, so and so's come visit in the country, and it's like, right, but you know what they do, right? And back in the day, the conversation that we were having was that back in the day, how the king would be out there with the soldiers. They'll be out there in the battlefields, you know what I mean? So they'll be in front. They'll be at the front line, like leading, and it's like, right, yo, that's what the king used to be about. And come back, yo, might have a few scars or whatnot, but he's still here. And the people love him because, right, he really is of the people. Like, he'll give his life for the people, do you know what I mean? And but now we're praising these people just because they're famous, just because they're like, there's sculptures of them, and Madden Tussauds wax fucking works, and dummies that you can bang. Yeah.
And how many leaders in the world today could you say have fought in a war, lived on the streets, or you know, lived amongst normal people,
Spat some bars.
When
have you spat some bars? Have you ever battled, bruv? Have you ever battled? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not many. Man.
Freestyled on a stage.
Yeah.
In front of a crowd.
Written a tune drunk on your way to the studio. That was on paper, by the way. I wrote that one on paper.
Aquarius.
Drunk as well. Nah, not Aquarius. When I was talking about the P Money tune, I had
right.
none.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jesus. I was
all
drunk
over
as
the
a
place.
mother lover, boy. Yeah, but yeah, man, fun times, man. All right, well, let's wrap it up, man. It's late in the evening out here. That's right. I said late in the evening, not late at night. You know what I mean? Because that's how we roll right here, where we talk about some shit you might not never have known nothing about. Next week, we're going to be in the same studio. You know what I mean? Tune in Wednesday, 9 to 11. We're going to do our best to stick to these times. You know how it goes, though, because we're still learning. Next week, we're probably going to try and hook up the green screen and mess around with that and see how that works out. And what else is there? Oh, yeah. And we might chat to a guest as well. So, yeah, stay tuned in for that. Please spread the word as well. Let us know what you think of the name. Something you might not never know nothing about. Do you think you'll forget that? Do you think is there a possibility you forget the name of this podcast if we call it something you might not never know nothing about, or shit you might not never know nothing about? It depends who you're with. If you're with the kids, you don't say motherfucker, you say mother lover. yeah, and you say something you might not never know nothing about. Mother lover, get to your room. I'm listening to something you might not never know nothing about. Or if you're talking to your partner, you say, motherfucker. No, you say, mother lover, I want to listen to some shit you might not never know nothing about. You work it out. Hit us up in the comments. Peace. One love to all you mother lovers. Appreciate you locking in. We'll speak to you soon. We're going to go out with some music. Yeah, pretty soon as well, man. We'll talk about doing some live feedback. We'll get you to send in tracks if you want. We can give you some feedback on the music. But once we get, going, that's when we'll do all that, because I think that's another important thing that isn't happening out there. You know?
So just so everyone can start getting a feel for, it's baby steps again, ain't it? It's like it's the same with doing the podcast itself. It's like, we want people to start to be able to hear other people's music.
Exactly.
Slowly, just bit by bit, introducing to go on, now, listen to that. There you go.
Yeah.
You like that? There you go.
Just slowly massage it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until it's just like a 2-hour stream of just other people's music. No, not really.
Nah, yeah. All right, peace, mother lovers. One love. Dan DNA. MYSDIGGI. Something you might not never know nothing about. Bitches and bitchettes.